Come see Simone Augustus and the Lynx battle Candace Parker and the LA Sparks on Sunday. The first 2,500 fans get a free Simone Augustus Olympic t-shirt. Good seats are going fast. Buy now at lynxbasketball.com. That's coming up on Sunday. I think it'd be worth it for the t-shirt alone, but how about Candace Parker? Up close, Lisa Leslie. Shot missed by Bird. Harding comes away with it. She'll push it up the court. DeForge, Minnesota's trying to improve on a 24% shooting right now, and that'll help right there. Sharday Houston, she checked in coming off the bench. She's played 6 minutes, or excuse me, she's played 2 minutes, and she's made 2 field goals.
The Storm are coming with doubles sometimes when it goes into the post, so Sharday was able to avoid Sue Bird reaching in there, but they're going to have to be aware of that double team coming.
Cash is double team, and there's a foul. Let's look at the Olympians on the court this afternoon. Simone Augustus and Sue Bird will play for the United States. Lauren Jackson is already training in Australia. She's missing a total of 5 games, including this one. And Kelly Santos for the Storm will represent Brazil. So we have 4 Olympians, current Olympians on the floor.
There's
Sue
one of
Bird
them who's going to have a big say in whether the USA women defend and win a gold medal. They should be the favorites, and Sue's going to be a big part of that. I'm fortunate enough to cover it for NBC Sports. Our bosses at FSN are kind enough to loan me out for a couple weeks, so I'm excited about watching the Olympics for both the men and the women.
Sharday Houston, 3 for 3 since she came off the bench just a few minutes ago. She's got Minnesota rolling again. Houston is the spark that Minnesota was looking for.
Hagler is saying right now, Houston, we have a problem. I'm going to see who can make the worst pun. Who can make the worst pun this year in this game. We've got Little, who's big. We've got Bird, who floats. We've got Cash talking about not being able to buy a basket. We've got Houston, we have a problem. I'm going to leave it up to you to come up with the worst pun today.
You know what, Mike? I'm not even in the game.
Okay.
It'll be you against you against you.
First one I might win.
Let me know when they're coming. Candace Wiggins drives, and she's fouled. So we're seeing a little bit cleaner pace, a little more, free throws are still a prominent part of this game, but it just isn't as scattered as it was early on in this afternoon game, especially late in the first quarter.
Yeah, it's to be expected, as we mentioned. There's a couple things going on. You've got an early start, which is unusual for your body clock, and you've got 4 games that you have to play in a 6-day stretch. You've got the Olympics coming up. You've got a lot of things that are going on that are a little bit out of the ordinary, so that might explain, in part, some of the sloppiness.
Wiggins makes the free throw. Now we're back to a 5-point game. Seattle's got the shooting percentage up to 40%, and Minnesota's just a tick under 30. Tanisha Wright's guarded by Harding. Wright off the dribble, misses, but the rebound ends up right in the hands of Camille Little, and Little missed. Wiggins.
Nice.
Back to the hot hand, Sharday Houston. Why wouldn't you?
That's what Candace can do. She can create those opportunities for other people by her athletic ability and getting in the paint. Seattle needs a timeout.
Houston has played 4 minutes. She's 4 for 4 and has 8 points and a rebound. That's a pretty productive 4 minutes.
Look at this last play again. Again, Candace is known for her energy, her athletic ability, and she's got the opportunity. You see, she brings the ball in here. Look at this. 1, 2, 3 defenders around there, and because of that, she's able to draw people in. 1, 2, and a third person's too late, and it gives Sharday an opportunity to get inside and get a basket. That's why you try to dunk the ball in when you're an athletic point guard or a wing player.
Houston has more points than any starter for Minnesota in this game this afternoon. She's got 8. Minnesota's put together an 8-2 run, and let's check in once again on the sidelines with Natalie.
Thank you, Marnie. We all know how great Simone Augustus has been performing, especially given her 30 points versus San Antonio last game. And to really put things into perspective, I tracked down Candace Wiggins after practice yesterday to get a teammate's perspective. And Candace was really passionate when talking about Simone, saying how there's no player like her in the WNBA, and she's so accurate that defense doesn't even dictate what she does. And right now, Simone is ranked 4th in the WNBA in scoring behind Seattle's Lauren Jackson, who happens to be out tonight. And I don't know if you agree with me, but I think that's a good thing for the Lynx.
No question. Very good thing. Thanks, Natalie.
Never like to come out of a timeout and not get a shot off. It's not good execution. Let's talk a little bit about the bench, Marnie. Right now, the Lynx are outscoring the Storm 10-0 on the bench, and that's to be expected, especially when you have a gal like Candace, who's the second leading scorer on the team, coming off the bench. But that definitely is something that the Lynx need all game, is to outscore Seattle from the bench.
Well, that's the player that's been giving them the spark, is Houston, who missed there, but the Minnesota bench leads the league with 35 points per game. Underneath, the ball's loosen up a couple times, and finally Shira Eli gets that one to fall. But that bench for Minnesota has been so important, and what makes this team so deep and is such a value to Coach Zierden.
And as we mentioned, Candace is the big part of that, scoring almost 18 of those 35 herself. And, you know, we don't have to look any further than the Kevin McHale Boston Celtics example of the sixth man being a big part of championship teams.
Stopped on the court because Cheryl Swoops is bent over and holding, looks like her hamstring maybe. Limping, just moving very slowly. Swoops missed most of last season with a back injury. She'd been healthy this season, and now she's being helped off the court. Now that's a third player for Seattle who is not available. Lauren Jackson, Yolanda Griffith with concussion symptoms. And now Cheryl Swoops takes a seat.
And as someone who's suffered from bad backs, I know that sometimes it's tight hamstrings that cause the bad back. Sometimes it's the bad back that causes the tight hamstrings. It's a mess of a situation.
Little splits the defense and finds an open route to the rim.
That's too easy. Coach Sheridan can't be happy with that. That was a clear lane right down Main Street to the basket.
Let's hope that's just a cramp for Cheryl Swoops. As much as you don't want to have to beat her, you don't want to see someone like that, who is one of the institutions in the WNBA, go down with a serious injury.
Speaking of institutions, she's quickly becoming an institution inside her.
Houston has come off the bench and has led the charge for Minnesota, making 5 of 6. She's got 10 points. She's the leading scorer for the Lynx. In this game, anyway. Baseline, the answer comes very quickly from Camille Little. Little had a career-high 12 rebounds just last week in her first career double-double at Washington, that game on Sunday. Cash brings it up and then was met by Candace Wiggins.
One of the things, Marnie, that is keeping Seattle in the game, their free throw differential. It's a 10-6 free throw differential for the Storm. And then the three-point line, they're getting 6 points extra from the three-point line. So the Lynx need to spot their shooters out on the floor and make sure they know where the Storm is when their perimeter players are looking to spot up, and they need to limit the attempts at the free throw line.
With 13 points. She's been Seattle's leader this afternoon. Missed a rare bad miss from Sue Bird.
Claiming she got fouled. She's such a good shooter that you'd have to believe that she doesn't shoot an air ball unless there was some contact.
Here's Augustus, who still does not have a field goal. Simone is 0 for 5.
Swing it. Open shot. Good ball movement. Just missed it. Good shot, though.
An open look from Lindsey Harding. Tanisha Wright tries to beat the defense down and does. Wright has 4 points this afternoon.
Coach Sheridan's not happy about that, Marnie. It's a couple times driven right down the lane without somebody coming in and taking a charge, or at least making them make a pass.
Seattle's built a 10-point lead here in the second quarter. We have 1:40 to go before halftime.